Hi YouTube, it's me, Shadow Munchkin. I'm going to be recording me speaking about the short story that I wrote. I wrote it a year ago as an assignment, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. And I've recently fixed it up, made it a little bit nicer, better grammar and everything. And I wanted to read it to all of you because I found that it might be really cool to have how hard I've been working noticed, and how cool it would be for me to be able to become popular due to it. I'll write more stories, I'll read other people's if you want me to, and I'll try to post it on like Tumblr or something. I don't know yet. And then I'll send a link, attach a link once I get it placed somewhere. So I'll describe the story to you. It's by me, obviously, and it's a sci-fi story based in a post-apocalyptic future. It means a lot to me. I worked so hard on this story, and I got such a great grade on it. My teachers jaw dropped when they read them. But it's called Them. Okay, here I go. Please, no hurtful comments. I worked so hard on this, and I really would hate it to get really bad hate. So here I go. Today is December 16th, 2044. It's been 20 years since the accident that cost millions of lives. Aiden was only 14 when this all started. He was a lonely kid with only one friend. But that day, 20 years ago, he lost his best friend and sister. She is the reason he is still alive today. He knew she wouldn't want him to give up, to give in, or to die. He still remembered that day in full detail. But that time is gone. Now he has to fight for his life if he doesn't want to become one of them. The cause of them was a genetically modified vaccine to stop cancer. It worked for a little while, but the patients seemed to drift away after a few days until their skin changed and they became ravenous with a hunger for flesh. One of the doctors got bit by one of the patients, and in about one day he was just like him. By the end of the month, 1/4 of the American population was either dead or infected with the damned infection. The thing is, they only tested the vaccine on 2 patients. Now only 1/4 of the human population is left, alive and uninfected. The infection is transferred through bite from infected to human. It takes 1 to 4 days. In 1 to 4 days, the person who has been bit either turns or commits suicide, not wanting to become one of them. Aiden, however, has been bit. It's been a year, and he still hasn't turned. Because he's immune to the infection, that damned infection. This is Aiden's secret. Only one person knows. That person is his daughter. She's 14. Her name is Skylar. Just like Aiden, she's also immune. She was bit the same day as Aiden. Skylar isn't Aiden's blood child. An acquaintance of his had a child. She died a week later due to poor birthing conditions. Now Skylar is like a daughter to Aiden, and for all she knows, she is. But Aiden doesn't care. She is his responsibility, and he loves her. Since Skylar was the age of 6, she has known how to defend herself from them. When she turned 7, she learned how to shoot a gun. She's 14 and has better aim than Aiden, who's had 19 to 20 years of experience shooting guns. Skylar is tough. She fights hard, shows no weakness. She's very brave. She may be young, but she's tougher than most of us. And she's afraid of being alone. This is her worst fear. While Aiden's worst fears already came true, he lost his best friend and his sister. Aiden and Skylar have been traveling around the USA for a long time, going from place to place. Each time they encounter something or someone new, most of the humans they encounter are either trying to kill them or avoid them altogether. The people trying to kill them are hunters, killing people for their supplies or clothing, while others kill so they won't be killed. Aiden has killed many people, mainly because they would try to hurt or kill Skylar, and Aiden wouldn't let that happen. Skylar was separated from Aiden once, and she'll never forget how it happened. It was 3 months ago. Aiden and Skylar were walking through a town. Every once in a while they saw someone walk by. Then one guy came towards them and started casually talking to them. He then pulled a gun, wrapped his arm around Skylar's neck and put the gun to her head, then said, "If you try to shoot me, I'll kill her." Aiden put his gun down, put his hands up, and let the man walk away with Skylar. Aiden followed the man from 4 yards away. Skylar, however, was shaking and crying, scared for her life. She knew Aiden was following, but decided to keep her mouth shut, for the safety of Aiden and herself. After about 10 minutes, they arrived in a trailer park-like area in the town. Skylar had seen many scary-looking men. Scary-looking men. I lost my place. Sorry, the font is really tiny. One of my friends just edited this. All of which were looking at her. There. She started shaking again, hoping Aiden would come soon. Skylar and the man arrived at a building. He opened the door, threw her inside, then shut and locked the door. She looked around the room and saw 2 other children. One, a boy, looked to be about 12 or 13 years old, and one, a girl, looked to be about 7 or 8 years of age. The younger of the 2 was tremulous and looking at her with wide eyes. Skylar noticed the little girl was crying and the boy was comforting her. It seemed they had been put in the room just hours before. She decided to ask their names and ages. The boy replied, "My name is Chase. I'm 15 years old." He then said, "This is Samantha. She's 7 and my little sister." Skylar responded with her name and her age, which is 14. She then asked how they ended up in the room. Chase explained that the jerks outside killed their parents, kidnapped them, and locked them in the building. Skylar told them about her dad and how he would be here soon. She then asked if they would like to come with them. They replied yes. Skylar then asked Chase an important question: if he could shoot a gun. He said yes and stated that he was even better than his parents. Skylar then took off her backpack, took out a handgun and a fully loaded magazine and handed it to him. She then stated that she had more ammunition and another gun, if we need it. So make every shot count. She then told Chase to keep Samantha close behind because they were getting out of there now. Collect any ammo you can find and use it to your advantage.
It is time to work on homework.
Remember, kill them before they kill you, she stated. Skylar then took out her handgun and aimed it at the lock. She then fired the gun, hitting the lock square on, and the lock flew off instantly. Guns drawn, they left the building, shooting anyone who was unfortunate enough to come close enough. Then something happened. While Chase and Skylar were preoccupied with shooting, protecting themselves, Samantha picked up a revolver she found lying by a victim and fired. One man fell dead to the ground instantly from a headshot. Chase stated that it was the first time Samantha had ever fired a gun. Skylar then realized Samantha was a natural, and she had a gift. Eventually, they killed everyone there. As soon as they killed that last man there, they all collapsed from exhaustion. Skylar looked over and saw that both Chase and Samantha had bites on them. Skylar asked about the bites. They said they were 2 months old. That meant Chase and Samantha were immune to the infection as well. Skylar quickly explained that she and her father Iden were also immune. When Iden arrived, she introduced him to Chase and Samantha, explaining what happened to their parents. She asked if they could come with them. Iden said yes. That was 3 months ago. Skylar and Chase are now together. Samantha turned 8 1 week after the incident. Everyone realized Samantha was the most valuable member of the group. She could identify which plants were poisonous, which were not, and because of her accuracy with the gun, she could kill a large buck with a single bullet. She never misses a shot. Chase has also become very valuable. He protects Skylar and Iden, and also approves of him. Skylar and Iden also approves of him. Now Iden watches Samantha and carries both of their ammunition. Skylar is like the leader of the group. She will stop at nothing to protect her new family. Skylar and Chase are the toughest of the group because they never give up. They're the perfect team, and that's why they fell in love. They have traveled all the way to Texas now. They found a town full of survivors. The people gave them a house as long as they agreed to protect the town. But on the way to this town, they encountered a large group of them. During the fighting, Samantha was lost. She was bitten over 8 times and eventually killed by them. Chase was upset, but he didn't succumb to the sadness and grief. He kept going. The loss of his sister made him stronger and more motivated to keep fighting. Since that day, he saved 20 different people from them. When they reached the town, the 3 talked and planned a way to keep the town safe, they assigned jobs and built up the defenses. Months later, the town became a colony. And even though Chase was young, he became leader. And as a leader, his potential started to show. He was quite smart. I've been talking a minute, let me breathe. Skylar was young. Skylar became head of defenses, and she and Chase were together almost all the time when they weren't working. One day, they both went to the far unoccupied side of town. While searching around for some resources, they found an old laboratory and had the idea to start research on the infection. Chase decided that he would become head of the research. That day, he made a promise that he would never break. The promise was, I will find a way to cure them, so the world can go back to the way it used to be. Okay, guys, that was my story. It was a little corny near the end, I know, and I got a little bad because I lost my voice a lot. I'm really good at reading. It's just I don't work well reading a computer screen. I work better with books. So, please be nice and don't be mean. I worked so hard on this story. It literally means the world to me. So, see you all later. I will include details about the story, and don't forget, I will include my Gmail or something in the comments down in the description below, so you could email me your short stories or anything you would like me to read. So please comment and don't forget to like.